Hi again everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. Thank you so much as always for joining me here today guys. I hope you're having an absolutely incredible day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Happy Tuesday and let's kick off. So today I'm going to pause for reaction here guys, but I am building a base game only house. That was me pausing. I'm finally doing a base game house and you can thank April, my very good friend, aka Miss Simrina, for this idea because she has been building so many amazing base game houses on her channel recently and she has inspired me to give it a go myself. Now I'm going to be honest, I was a bit skeptical at first and again I'm going to be very honest, this is probably my third time trying to build this house or to build a house that I actually liked, and we're currently building on this lot in Willow Creek, but as you can see from the introduction video there, we do end up changing lots because if you do follow me on Twitter, and if you don't, I think you should, or I think you should consider follow me on Twitter. The link is down in the description below. You can tweet me at RachelPedd, but I had posted a sort of like a work in progress picture of this house. I think it was last night or the night before. It must have been last night because I think I started it last night and I put a picture on there last night just to give you guys a little bit of a taste and just to show you all what I've been working on recently, and this is it. I cannot believe I've done a base game house. I genuinely cannot believe it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, my point of the story was that I as much as I love this lot in general, I think the lighting is complete trash, and so we've talked about this on the channel before, so I'm not going to go into too many details, but the lighting on a lot for me has to be like perfect, absolutely stunning, and it has to hit the house just right for it to look any kind of decent. I think especially when you're I don't know the science of it, but if you are a builder or if you're just sort of a little bit picky like me, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And so we're just working on the exterior of the house here, and I cannot even tell you how happy I am how this build turned out. It ends up being 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It is absolutely perfect for a generation of Sims to live in. There's a downstairs bedroom, kitchen and bathroom for like an elder Sim or an elder Sim couple, and there's children's rooms, there's a main bedroom. You guys, I'm really proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself for this one, and this is going to be a bit more of a series on the channel, me doing base game only homes, because I know how important it is to do these kinds of houses so that they're much more accessible to everybody. And I'll be honest, now that I know I can do it, I have absolutely no excuse as to why I'm putting off any longer, and so you can expect to see a lot more of these on the channel. I'm going to be doing starter houses, I'm going to be doing houses for Oasis Springs. I'm going to try and just do as many as I can, because I think it's always a good idea to just keep on top of, because building, you know, I think doing anything in The Sims or anything in any video game is classed as a skill, and building in The Sims is a skill, and so it's a skill that I am continuously working on. I constantly want to get better. I want to build better houses, apartments, and everything for you guys. I want to be better always, and so I'm always looking, how can I push myself, what can I do differently this time that will make me better? And doing builds like this, base game only, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how excited I am. Base game only houses, it really does just keep you on top, and I'm gonna be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I very rarely found myself struggling to find items that wouldn't really go there, and oh, I wish I had, you know, very rarely during this build did I do that. You know, there was the odd occasion when I almost accidentally clicked on something I shouldn't have done, you know, especially when I was doing the kids' rooms, but again, you'll have to wait and see what they look like, you know, just a little bit further on in the video. I'm blown away with, I think, how easy it came to me. I don't know, but I did use a reference image from Pinterest for the exterior of the house, and I'll be honest, the floor plan for this house was a challenge because it is a big, you know, it's a big family house. It's not huge, you know, people build mansions that have like 20 bedrooms, and in the grand big scheme of things, this is 4 bed, 3 bath, so it's not huge, but it's a very decent size, and so I think I do sometimes struggle with the floor plans. But I got there eventually, and it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close, I'm gonna be honest. And I just love it. I really, really, really like this house. So I hope you guys like it as much as I do, because if you don't, that's gonna be kind of embarrassing, isn't it? But with the front of the house, I wanted to just create this sort of false driveway. So we've put a debug car on there, you know, because I don't really do that very often, but I think it's such an effective thing to just add to the build, just to pop onto debug. And I have done that with a lot of the landscaping at the front of the house, because if I hadn't have done that, I think this house would have ended up being really expensive, and I think it ends up being around 115,000 simoleons, so it's a pretty good price, you know. I don't think it's too expensive or anything like that. And now we're working on the interior. I'm sorry if this voiceover seems a little bit all over the place, but I am just genuinely excited to show you guys this house, because a few people have been asking me to do a base game only house, and I've been putting it off, and oh, I can't do it, it's just too hard. No, there's no excuses anymore. You want me to do a base game house, I will do it. And here it is. I really hope you guys have some use of this, because if I only had base game, I think I would probably want to play in this. I don't know. Anyway, so we're working on the kitchen here, and we are using some new items from the anniversary update as well, which I think work really, really well in this house. And these base game cabinets, I don't use them enough, but I remember I use them in my New Orleans inspired house, which I will link down in the description below. If you haven't already checked that out, I'd really appreciate it if you did. But we also use these cabinets in that house too, and they're stunning. I actually really like them, and considering their base game, I think they're fantastic. You know, they're very versatile. It's the living room in this house, again, if you do follow me on Twitter at RachelPedd, you will have already seen a little bit of a sneak peek of the living room, and that is hands down, I think, my favourite room of the house, although the master bedroom in this house is actually quite nice too, which is something that I very rarely say. I think I just outdid myself really, didn't I? That's it. I mean, yes, there's nothing wrong with saying that you've done a good job. I don't think. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm amazing. I'm not amazing, but I really like this house. Still working on the kitchen here, because I had a bit of a hard time with the wall swatches and sort of deciding where I wanted to go with it. Initially, I wanted it to be a very traditional house, and it is in a lot of ways, but I think the kitchen, it's maybe been newly renovated, like maybe they've painted the cupboards or something, and they've just like put a lick of paint in there just to sort of freshen it up. It's family friendly. There's a separate dining area here, which I think works very nicely, and I did not actually intend on putting that in when I was arranging this floor plan. You know, I could sit here and say that I did, but I absolutely didn't. It was a complete accident. So I just think it works really well. And then I think we've already changed lot locations, if I'm not mistaken, so that was slick, wasn't it? You didn't even notice. You didn't even see me changing lots, did you? I'm like, boom, boom. It's just, yeah. I've had a coffee today, so I'm a little bit hyperactive. And so, again, we're still working on the kitchen, but that's okay, you know, because I had a little bit of a hard time with the swatches in here. Not really knowing what I wanted to do, but I'm really happy that I settled on this white exposed brick, which I do not use enough. I think it's like I was talking to April about this, and you don't realize how many items from the base game are actually really versatile, and you can use them all the time. But because I think for me personally, I mean, I have one base game only house on the channel, and it's not as good as this. It's really not. It's nice from the outside, but the inside's very like mix matchy, but not in a good way. I think there's like too many different styles, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I made a very conscious effort with this house to try and make it more fluid, and to try and really put some hard work into this and make it what it is. So that's what we ended up doing. And then again in this room with the swatches on the walls, I didn't really know where I wanted to go with it, but I love this base game wooden flooring. Again, I don't use it often enough in just my regular builds when I'm not doing like pack restricted stuff or base game builds, but it's so nice. Like, it's so textured, and it just looks It looks really good. And so we do use this new TV stand. I mean, I think it could be like a hallway stand too, but I believe Peacemaker made this for the anniversary update, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I think we end up changing it to a blue swatch, if I'm not mistaken, and then we end up removing the current blue on this side, on the right hand side of the room, because again, I'm just trying things out. I'm just trying, you know, what's gonna work, what's not gonna work, and so that's pretty much what I'm doing here. And this vase, I think I use 5 times in this house. I love it. It's my favorite item in the game. That's it. There we go. I've said it. It's my favorite item in this game currently, and that includes, I think, any pack like stuff too. I love it. I've been wanting something like this in the game for so long, and because I don't have build and buy custom content in my game, it's so hard sometimes to not install it, because I follow so many amazing people on Tumblr and Twitter and Instagram who use CC so well, and obviously these CC creators are just absolutely incredible, and the amount of effort it takes for me not to install CC in my game is just like, it's unbelievable. And so anyway, I'm going to stop babbling on about CC. We're just working on the living room here, and I ended up doing like a double archway into the kitchen just because I think the space, it could handle it, and also I had absolutely no idea what else to put on the wall in the kitchen, so it's a little bit of a cheat, and then it just opens up that space a little bit more. And obviously if your sim families are hanging out here, it just makes it a little bit more inclusive, and they can just chat and cook and hang out, and I just think it works a lot better. And then I actually did not end up putting in the speed build me doing the bathrooms, because as you can see already, I'm having a look now, and this is not including the screenshots. I think we're nearing on 20 minutes for the speed build itself, and if I'd have put the bathrooms in as well, it would have just been too long. I have to understand that you guys have lives to live, and you probably don't want to hear me babble on, you know, for like 40 minutes about crap, you know, because I've already done it. So if you've made it this far into the video, like, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And I know a lot of you do watch my speed builds all the way through, and I can't even tell you how much that means to me, because I know a lot of people sort of nip on and they're like, no, and that's fine, you know, like you have lives to go to. But if you are one of these people that watches and sits down with me and just watches the speed build from start to finish, like, you're incredible. Thank you so much. There was a point to that story and I've completely lost it. So basically we're working on sort of like the elder section of the house now. So as you can see, we've made like a bedroom area. Along with this, I thought this was a really cute idea. You know, if you guys want to move your Sims in and you don't like it as much, then that's fine. But I just thought it was a really nice idea, you know, that it makes them a little bit more independent. You know, yes, they live with their family, their families allowed them to come into the house, but actually they're still quite independent, and so I just thought it was a really nice idea. There isn't a cooker in here, just because I didn't think that was very realistic. I think more realistic would be they would have a fridge and a microwave and some counters and probably a sink, and then they have their own bathroom too. So it's for a grandma and a granddad, or 2 grandmas and 2 granddad, like whatever. You could even turn this into like, if you don't have an elder in your house currently, you could turn it into a teenage room. You could probably do a similar thing where they've got like a hangout space and a bedroom and their own bathroom, whatever, you know, you could do whatever. I just thought it was a really nice idea, and because I have pitched this as a generations family house, it was really important to me to obviously be inclusive of not all the ages, because I haven't done a teen room. I've done a toddler room, a children's room, adult, elder. So the only people I have not included, the only age group I haven't included in this build are teenagers. But that's okay. I mean, you could very, very easily turn one of these rooms into sort of a more appropriate room for a teenager. It wouldn't take, I'm saying it wouldn't take too much work. I'm having a look now and I'm remembering what I did with these rooms, and as cute as they are, and as proud as I am of myself for actually managing to pull together some base game items to make a cute children's room. Yeah, you'd have to do a little bit of work to make it into a teen room, but you know, that's okay. Whatever you want to do, guys, with this house, you absolutely do. And I absolutely love it when people message me or tweet me and say, look, Rachel, my families have moved into your house, and It happens a lot on Tumblr. I get tagged a lot in houses that I've built and people have downloaded them, and it just, oh my gosh, it makes my heart so full. Like, you guys download my houses for your Sims and you play in them. Like, you have no idea how much that means to me. Anyway, so we're currently working on the children's room here, and again, I love how colourful this is. It's bright, it's cheery, it's colourful, it's fun, and I wanted that to come across in these rooms because of the rest of the house is quite muted in terms of the sort of colour scheme. And I wanted these rooms to just be like pop, like boom, there you go. And that smaller room on the right hand side there, that is for a toddler, and then you've got the main bedroom just on the left there, and then there ends up being quite a funny shaped hallway, but I ended up using the space to fit in a desk and a computer, so I think we utilized the space quite well, really, because it's quite an odd shaped house from the front, because I love my houses to have all these like bump outs and different roofed. I just like them to be visually very interesting from the outside, and sometimes that can be a bit of a challenge when you're doing the inside of the build, because obviously the rooms are going to be quite oddly shaped, and I try not to block off too much of the house because then you're losing a lot of space. But anyway, now we're moving on to the toddler's room here, and I think this turned out so cute. Like, look at the dinosaur wallpaper. I don't use this wallpaper enough, and it has this absolutely gorgeous sort of like lined texture on it, which is more apparent in the screenshots, but I love the way it looks. I think it looks absolutely amazing, and it's from the base game. Again, like, what? Who would have thought? And so adding a lot of clutter, a lot of toys, again making it very colourful, very vibrant, you know, like a toddler lives in this room. And then obviously we put a little, I don't know what you guys call them, like a little potty there, you know, for when they're like doing their potty training and stuff. And I almost forgot that. I'm not even gonna lie, I almost forgot that, because again, I've talked about this as well, I don't really play The Sims as much as I probably should. I sometimes forget to put things in that are probably quite apparent to you guys, but because I don't play all that often, it's like sometimes it just slips my mind. And I couldn't remember if toddlers need a mirror to like do anything with, so anyway, we just popped one in there. And then again, this is the hallway that I was talking about, so this is just where the desk goes, and it's just a nice idea, you know, for the children, they can sit down and do their homework, or the adults can just sit down and relax, like whatever they want to do. And look, it's the vase again. Is that 3 times? That's 3 times I've used it so far, and then I use it again. No, it is 5 times, because I think I used it in like the granddad's room. Oh my gosh. This is the main bedroom, which I am actually really happy with. I've never used this bed, I don't think, before, but it's actually quite nice. And I know the end tables don't match, they're not supposed to match perfectly. I just wanted to get a generic, you know, like sort of idea of, okay, it's dark wood tones and creams, and I think it looks really good. This room it's all right, you know. It's probably one of my better master bedrooms, which is weird because it's base game only. I normally struggle with them, but anyway, you guys are probably sick of hearing me talk, because I'm sick of hearing myself talk, so I'm going to end the voiceover here. But this house is available to download from the gallery under my origin ID, which is of course RachelPedd. Tray files are linked down in the description below if you'd like to check them out. They're available to download via Sim File Share. But thank you so very much again, guys, for joining me here today. You guys take care, and I will see you next time. Bye!